Good afternoon, everybody. Sorry, I was about to say good evening. We are back at it again. This is a breaking story right now as we speak. So I wanted to jump on here and give you guys a breaking story right now as we speak. There was a shooting that took place today, this afternoon, at Austin East Magnet School in Knoxville, Tennessee. Multiple people have suffered gunshot wounds, including a Knoxville police officer, and the school has been placed. It's a school, by the way. Let's not forget. This is a school. The school has been placed on lockdown as a precaution. Okay. There is a live video. If you can't hear it in the background, I got it playing in the other room right now. Because I wanted us to take a look at this as well. And, this is crazy. Like, I was going to do a pop-up video about this, but I'm like, you know what? This is still developing. This is still brand new and live. So I figured, you know what, fam, we're going to go through this together. All right? We're going to talk about this. I don't understand. I'm tired of this ish, y'all. Personally, I'm real tired of this ish, okay? We will be looking at this live feed and everything, but I want us to check out this. There's a little bit of an article. Like I said, we still don't know everything yet. We don't know everything yet, y'all. But we do know that there have been multiple people that have been shot, including an officer, a Knoxville PD. And this all went down at the Austin East Magnet High School in Knoxville, Tennessee. Now, apparently, this particular high school has seen some stuff, y'all. It has seen some shootings over this past year. They've had a very violent year. Let's just say that, okay? So there have been multiple shootings and all that stuff beforehand. This one is not like multiple shootings as in one by one, if that makes any sense. Like one victim after one victim after one. Now, this one is multiple people. We don't know how many are multiple, but we have multiple, okay? Including a cop who was already whisked away to the hospital, and they do not know how severely injured he is. All we know is that he is injured. And there are multiple other people that were shot. Now, students in the school have vacated the premises. But apparently there are still, this is from what I'm gathering in the news right now, apparently there are students still in the school. So this might be multiple people involved in this particular shooting, if that makes any sense. Apparently there is one suspect, because I was looking at the chat on this live feed, which I'm going to be showing you guys in a second. They were saying something about that one of the suspects has been killed, is dead. But we're going to see what's up. Can you read the chat, please? What am I missing, y'all? Did I miss something here? RDG just says, can you read the chat, please? I am reading the chat. Anyway. So let's get into this. We got to talk about this. Multiple people have suffered gunshot wounds, among them a police officer, which I've obviously told you, following a shooting that happened at Knoxville High School in Tennessee today. Still happening right now as we speak. The incident took place in Austin East Magnet High School around 3 p.m. I mean, this literally happened about an hour ago. No kidding. Multiple agencies converged on the site after the Knoxville Police Department tweeted about the shooting shortly before 4 p.m. Now, I'm going to show you guys like some clips and everything, or some photos. Show you this article a little bit so you guys could see it for yourselves. So as you can see, this is, of course, emergency vehicles, first responders, all that are all there trying to see what's going on. All right. So they're saying Knox County School spokesperson Carly Harrington said the school has been placed on lockdown as a precaution, which of course makes sense. A source speaking to Knox News on the condition of anonymity said The situation was no longer active. No information has been immediately released concerning the victims of the suspected gunman. Now, from my understanding, it's making it sound like there's multiple people. There's not just one shooter involved in this situation, but like I said, there's a lot of things that are going around. There's a lot of speculation, rumors, etc. People are saying one thing, people are saying others. You see what I'm saying? So we'll see. Sandy the Sassy Queen, RDG asked in the chat to do another post on King Von's shooting. Maybe another time. We are on this particular one that is breaking right now. I'm not going to talk about that today, unfortunately. Let's move on. So they're saying that they have a reunification site for parents to pick up their children has been established in the baseball field of Austin East High School near Wilson Avenue and Hembry Street. The school building has been secured, and students who were not involved in the incident have been released to their families. So either there are students that have been victimized or that have become victims, or there are other students that are involved in the shooting. Either there are other active shooters on the campus, or they are actual victims. They have been shot. Like I said, there have been multiple people who have been shot as of the past few hours. Okay, so I'm going to pull up this video because they're still live streaming like a mug right now. And I think we should check this out. I'm going to scroll back a little bit so you guys can kind of get an idea of what they're saying, what's going on. Like I said, we're all learning this together because this is brand spanking new information. All right, let's get after it.
Investigations are underway. Arrests made in at least one of these cases, but police have not been able to say how or if any of them are linked. And this has been a huge focal point for detectives trying to figure out, are they connected? What's sparking this rash of violence? And earlier today, in fact, within the last hour, Gwendolyn Ducree, our reporter on the scene, she was about 5 minutes away with a bunch of Austin East High School students and Knoxville police for a sort of stop the violence type of rally that cities and communities across the country are partaking in this week, that we're also commemorating here in Knoxville. And they were in the middle of celebrating this big effort to stop the violence when it comes to kids. And within a few minutes of her being there and about to go live for us, she was rerouted here to this scene, five minutes away.
That's
at Austin
crazy.
East High School, and here we are. If you're just joining us, a Knoxville police officer is among multiple people shot near Austin East High School. The school superintendent says that the building is secure and that students who were not involved have been released to their families. Gwendolyn Ducree,
So you heard that. They said the people that were involved, the students that were not involved have safely gone back to their parents, right? But there are other students that were still involved. Either they are shooters or they were victims of the shooter. I just want to make that abundantly clear. We don't know everything as of yet. This is still breaking. This is still brand spanking new. But of course, I'm figuring this out just like you live. We're going through this together, my people, okay? And this is absolutely wild. Let me say this before we continue, too. I am so sick and tired of talking about this stuff. You know what I'm saying? We've had too many deaths over the past God knows how long. I'm sick and tired of it, y'all. This is insane. Let's continue. But this is becoming too much, y'all. Too much.
if you can hear me, I did see you speaking with officers a minute ago, wondering if you were able to learn anything in those conversations, or if there's anything new developing on the scene that you can share with us.
Yes, I was told that we can expect a public information officer still where we're at. Scott Erling, that's who that is. He told me to stay where I'm at and stand by. As far as any difference, what we can see on this scene, police are starting to question witnesses, or at least people who live by. I'm getting a feedback, guys, if that can be handled, I'm sorry. But we do know that they're going door to door. They're still talking to witnesses right now. We're not going to show them for safety, but they've been speaking with them for quite a bit now. But that's what I can tell. More people are.
WATE, is that what you said? WATE, Princess Rose? WATE 6 on your side? Has on YouTube has a lot of detail? Is that what you're trying to say? I just want to make sure that's right before I look that up and it's not the right thing. You see what I'm saying? Bang. Let's see. I'll look it up. Yes, okay. Let's see what they say here. Because this one's very, very short. Let me see if they got something else going on. Okay, this one's about
from 2000.
This one's a little bit longer. I'm going to pull this one up, see what's going on. Thank you, Princess Rose. I really do appreciate that, Princess Rose doll. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's pull this up. Sorry, ads. You got to love that stuff. Here we go. This is all breaking news, y'all.
Welcome back, everyone. We're still following breaking news for you right now. The shooting at Austin East High School. This is a look right now, some video we've just gotten in. Again, we've been told by Knoxville police that there's more than one victim. One of the victims is a Knoxville police officer. Superintendent Bob Thomas says the school building has been secured and students who were not involved in the incident have now been released to their families. Remember, we told you that a site for those reunions was now set up at the baseball field, which is behind the school. Just moments ago, we heard from Governor Bill Lee talking about this situation.
Good afternoon. Before I begin, comments about the briefing today on.
Real quick, shout out to Princess Rose. Thank you, girl. Appreciate you. Real talk. Thank you, fam.
ESSER funding. I want to acknowledge a very difficult and tragic situation we have happening across the state right now in Knoxville, Austin East Magnet High School. There's apparently a school shooting there. I've just been informed about that just recently. We don't have a lot of details. It's a current situation right now, and law enforcement will update us appropriately. If for some reason I step out of this, that's what that will be for.
So you're hearing from the governor there. Again, multiple people have been shot at Austin East High. One of them is a KPD officer. The superintendent says the school building has been secured again. Students who are not involved, just want to repeat one more time, have been released now to their families.
And again, Bo, we are continuing to follow this breaking news at Austin East High School. We want to go live now to the scene, and that is where we join Austin Martin.
Yeah, Elizabeth, things have calmed down somewhat. That building now secure, as you just heard from Superintendent Bob Thomas. Now, this community has been affected hard by gun violence in the past several months. 4 Austin East students have died from gun violence. Now, I'm going to step out of the way and show you exactly what's going on. We do want to point out a reunification site has been established at the baseball field behind Austin East School. That's near Wilson and South Hembry Street. Now, as you can see behind us, the entire area is secured with crime scene tape. Officers have made their way out of the school. We have seen several crews of paramedics come out of the school. As of right now, we are not sure exactly how many victims there are. We do know that multiple people have been shot, including a KPD officer. No word yet on the condition of those victims or that KPD officer. Now, we were in front of the school just a few minutes ago. We have had to since move down the street as they start to really process this area around us. Now, as we learn more, we will continue to follow updates. Again, parents, if you need to come pick up your kids, you're going to Wilson and South Hembry Street. That's the baseball field behind Austin East Magnet High School. Again, Wilson and South Hembry, the baseball field, that's where you can come pick up your kids. Any students who were not involved will be back there. KPD has all of the surrounding streets, for the most part, blocked off at this hour, so please keep your distance around this area. Guys, I'm going to send it back to you in the studio.
So that's as much as we have right now. I'm looking at another article right now. that is saying multiple people have been shot, including a Knoxville police officer. They're basically all saying the same ish over and over and over again. Two sources with direct knowledge of the situation were, who are not authorized to speak about it, also told Knox News the shooting had occurred. One source said one person had been detained. One person had been detained. The same source said the police officer who was shot was a Austin East School resource officer. Knox County School Superintendent Bob Thomas tweeted the school has been secured. Police and emergency workers flooded the neighborhood around 3 p.m. and have blocked off access to the school and parts of the neighborhood. The Knox County Schools has established a spot so that they can get the children by the baseball field. So, I mean, they're basically repeating over and over and over again. Now, I heard that there was a shooter that was shot and killed. I saw that in the news chat room, right? For the one that I was showing you that was streaming live. Somebody was in there saying, yes, one of the shooters was shot, right? Now this one's saying another one, but that one was shot and killed. But like I said, this is all hearsay, everybody. This is still all hearsay. But look at this. Another shooting. Another one. Multiple people have been shot. Not sitting here saying that they're all dead. No, nobody has been notified or there has not been a notification of anybody deceased, but people have been injured due to gunshot wounds. Let me just make that abundantly clear. Multiple people have been shot. Multiple, including a Knoxville police officer. Have mercy, y'all. Have mercy on this world. Have mercy on this country. Like this is just getting too much. Way too much. And we talk about, and I know this is going to get some people a little angry, okay? But we talk about gun control. And we have a situation like this that just happened. And apparently at Austin East Magnet High School, they've had issues of shootings here multiple times before in this past year. Much smaller, I mean, mainly just one person is shot, so on and so forth. This is something else. This is very much something else. Even though those other shootings have been terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. But this is... it's terrible. But this is breaking as we know. I know, Kiki, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I love you, Pascal, but I don't want to see you in another video today. Not for this ish. I feel you. But this is a breaking story as we speak. Obviously, when we know more, we will have more, hopefully here soon. But everything's still kind of up in the air. But this is the thing, y'all. This is exactly what I'm trying to say. You know, I know that it gets people kind of heated and kind of angry and everything when we talk about the right to bear arms or gun control and all that. But look at how much is going on recently. Another shooting at a school, by the way. This is a school. This is not a shooter going to a massage parlor, a couple of massage parlors. This is at a school. This is dealing with the youths. We're talking about the youth here. We're talking about children. And a shooting happens over here. This is getting really old, y'all. Getting really, really old. There have been way too many shootings
Step
going on.
out of this.
Okay, we got a little bit more. Here, I'm going to scroll this back a little bit. Looks like we got something here. Let's see what they got to say now.
View that we'd like to share with you really quick.
I want to acknowledge
Unfolding here in Knoxville, and we do have a little piece of an interview that we'd like to share with you really quick.
I want to acknowledge a very difficult and tragic situation we have happening across the state right now in Knoxville, Austin East Magnet High School. There's apparently a school shooting there. I've just been informed about that just recently. We don't have a lot of details. It's a current situation right now, and law enforcement will update us appropriately. If for some reason I step out of this, that's what that will be for, or we'll have limited, we may have limited time after. But I just wanted to make reference to that and ask for you all to, for those who are watching online or otherwise, to pray for that situation and for the families and the victims that might be affected by that in our state.
All right, that's Governor Bill Lee addressing the shooting that is the investigation that is now underway at Austin East High School after a Knoxville police officer is among multiple people shot this afternoon. David Sykes, you want to bring that into me? We're getting some new information into the studio. As he brings this new information over, I'm just going to keep you up to speed really quick here.
Come on with it.
All right, thanks, David. The TBI is now en route to help with this investigation. The ATF is involved as well. We asked, in what capacity are you involved? They said no explosives have been found, but of course we do know they assist with the investigations of guns and shell casings, so that it would make sense they would be involved in this in some way. We do also know that the medical examiner had been on scene. It is unclear if that was a precautionary measure or if there was a concrete reason that they would have been on scene, and that they may have had to leave as well. We're back in the director's booth, guys. It sounds like the ATF, a spokesperson, may be on the line available for an interview. Okay, so as soon as that person is ready, Mickey French, the special agent in charge, we're going to get them on the line here to ask a couple questions. What we do know, the Knoxville police officer who is among the shooting victims is at UT Medical Center. It is unclear who else was shot in this situation. Was it a student? Was it a staff member at the school? Was it, somebody just nearby in the area? We just don't know. We are waiting for officials to share that information with us. Of course, they likely still trying to get a handle on this situation too. This is a very fluid situation. We're in the first hour or so here. This is a time when they really spend their energy getting all their facts in order, all their ducks in a row. We know that they're already in the process, or have been in the process, of interviewing people in the area. We imagine that's happening inside the school. By the way, the superintendent tells us that building is secure. And we've heard from at least one staff member inside the building telling our Ashley Boley that they're still at the school. Nothing's been shared with staff yet, and they're hoping to hear something soon. That's coming from a behavior interventionist at Austin East High School. Again, the governor, we just heard from him addressing the situation. He was actually in the middle of an address about virtual learning when he had to pivot there to get updated on what's happening here in Knoxville, and then releasing a statement that he's praying for the families who may be involved here. Gwendolyn Ducree has been on the scene out there talking with officers and witnesses. Is she in a position where we can see if she's learned anything? Okay, we're going to...
Hold on. I'm looking at something from Michael South. What? If this is true, this is mind-blowing. Sorry, I'm going to continue that really quick, but I wanted to read this. Student versus student. My 14-year-old friend was shot in the face with a shotgun by another teen. What? Bruh. Michael, if you can call in, I would love to. I mean, of course, if you can call in, I would love to hear that story. If that really is the case, I mean, my Lord, with a shotgun? Have mercy. If that's true, oh my Lord. Over marijuana? I hope that, hopefully that, I would hate for it to be true, but I hope you're not trolling. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, let's listen to this, but that's insane if that really is the truth.
We're going to see what she can find out. We've also had Pete Michaels watching the situation at UT Medical Center, where we know that the officer is being treated at a certain point. And if you live downtown, you probably heard the Knox County Sheriff's Office helicopter circling and circling and circling. We're not really hearing it anymore. I assume they've since landed. But initially, they were helping in a support capacity. They told us, we're just in the air to provide another set of eyes on this situation. We do not believe that there is any active threat. And that would make a lot of sense from what we're seeing from the air. Not a lot of urgency in the activity on the ground. Pete Michaels, any update from your vantage point as you fly above? Gotcha. Okay. Pete is traveling to another scene, so he's not live with us. This is a look at the scene that he shot from us a few minutes ago. This is not live video, but I am live on air with you here. But this kind of gives you a sense of the lack of urgency that we're seeing on the scene, which would tell us that everything we're hearing from police and investigators is that this is a secure situation. So that's the good news for folks who live in this neighborhood. Doesn't sound like you have much to be concerned about or worried about. No real active threat. One of the more interesting pieces of information that we've been able to get our hands on comes from the Knoxville Fire Department, who initially responded to the scene. They're telling us that, yeah, we showed up here for a shooting, and when we arrived on the scene, Knoxville police were shielding paramedics as they advanced towards the patients. So essentially what we're hearing from the fire department is that we get on scene, there's a shooting, police helped us safely get to the victims who needed medical attention. So we're seeing how they work in tandem when responding to these situations. Guys in the booth, I didn't actually hear what you said. Can you repeat that for me?
So wait, real quick, I don't mean to pause that, but it sounds like, so the paramedics were trying to get to the victim, to somebody who was shot, and the cops got in front, of course, shielded the paramedics so that they could get to the victim. So this was like a full-on firefight, y'all. This was a full-on firefight. This is insane.
Got it. Okay. We are working to get a phone interview with the special agent in charge with the ATF to talk about their involvement in this investigation. We've got multiple agencies now working in tandem on this investigation. I'll just rattle them off here for you real quick. ATF, TBI, Knox County Sheriff's Office, KPD, Knoxville Fire Department involved as well.
Everybody and their mom is there.
I think I said TBI for you there.
So this is full-on fire. This was a firefight. Full-on firefight. So whoever did this, whatever really happened, wow. I mean, and for those of y'all who are watching right now, if you know anybody that is a friend or anything like that, or if you know a student that could call in or something like that, please have them call in, because this is insane. This is absolutely, because we want to know what's going on. We would love to get down to the nitty-gritty. Get down to the bottom of this situation. This is absolutely horrendous. This is terrible news. And if it is what it was being said, man, is this terrible. But if anybody's watching right now that's in the area or knows somebody that might know a little bit of information and they can call in, please comment in the comment section, and I will open up the phone lines so that we can talk, because I need to hear the truth. I need to hear what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? And I think we all do too, because this is insane. This is getting dangerous, it sounds.
And a lot of people wondering, okay, students, how were they involved? In what capacity? And that's one of the big questions we have at this hour. Oh, okay. I'm just hearing from my producer that we have Mayor India Kincannon, Knoxville's mayor, live with us now. We want to take a listen. Is she on the phone or giving a live news conference, guys?
And I know this sounds weird, but please hit that like button. Get the likes all the way up. I'd really appreciate it. If you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe button. I'm not normally on right now during this time, but I had to get on here and do this so that we can talk about this, because we need to stop this violence. Real talk. We really, really do. This is getting ridiculous. Let's listen.
I mean, tell me what you've seen so far.
Here we go.
Being next to his bedside and what his spirits are like.
Well, first, I just want to say that my thoughts and prayers are with everyone who's affected by this shooting and this incident. I was really glad to have the opportunity to meet with the officer who was hurt, and he's conscious and he's in good spirits. I met with his wife.
That's good.
He's going to be okay, and
that's good.
I thanked him
what about
for
everybody else?
Putting his life on the line to protect the students and staff at the school. And he said he'd rather that he be hurt than anybody else. And he's in very good spirits and looking forward to the successful surgery. The medical staff here is very on top of it and taking good care of him.
This is not the first shooting in this area just this year. Tell me what your message is to the community.
My message is that we all need to work together to stop the violence. We're working together with city, with parents, with the school system, with community-based organizations. We all need to work on this together. KPD's doing their part, and so is the school. It's a big challenge, and we're going to need everybody in the whole city to work on this together.
Any other questions, you guys?
We want to wait.
Let's go.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, that is Mayor India Kincannon. We're hearing from her. Obviously, she's at UT Medical Center. This is interesting, and this is good news. Folks wondering about the condition of the Knoxville police officer shot at Austin East High School. Mayor India Kincannon giving us a reason to breathe a sigh of relief at this hour. She says that she just met with the Knoxville police officer and that he is conscious and in good spirits.
I'm coming back talking.
And Gwen, you are live if you can hear us, so give us just a second here. Basically, Mayor India Kincannon saying that the officer that she just met with, who was shot at Austin East High School, is in good spirits, is conscious.
This is ridiculous.
And that he is there being treated. He is with his wife. The mayor says she met with both of them. And that the officer says, look, I'm glad that it was me, that I could be the one there to do what I needed to do to keep students safe and protect students. So that's the good news. We are hearing that this Knoxville police officer who was shot at Austin East High School is okay, conscious, alert, in good spirits, happy that he was the one that could be there to take the hit and protect students at the high school. That is coming from Mayor India Kincannon. So that kind of confirms what we had been suspecting, that the officer was not gravely injured based on the police presence or lack of police presence that we were seeing at the hospital.
That's good.
So that is the good news coming from the mayor. We'll continue to get more information on that end of this situation. Gwendolyn Ducree has been talking with police officers on the scene at Austin East High School and witnesses to this situation and people who live in the area. Gwen, give us a feel for what you've learned within the last 10 minutes, because it's been a few minutes since we've talked to you.
Just so you know, there is a little bit of delay. I don't know what's going on this feed, but I'm still on point. Like my voice and all that is good to go. But for some odd reason, the picture and the sound got disconnected, but we can get the general idea. Let's get into it.
Yeah, I apologize about that. I was speaking with a woman saying that she's a parent of a student here, telling me that she has not been able to get in contact with her daughter. She says that she's waiting by to see if her daughter, who is a student here at Austin East, will answer the phone. I asked her, I couldn't imagine what's going on in your mind right now, but if you could, tell me what are you thinking? And she said, you know what, I'm just keeping faith right now. That's all I know how to do, and that's what I'm going to do. I love this community. I love this school. My daughter is supposed to graduate, go to prom here, and that's what she's going to do. And so that's what that mother is telling me, although she says she has not been able to make contact with her daughter, who was here at Austin East today for school. I did also speak with some folks who were standing by around the time, telling me that, you know, this is what happens. They're used to violence in this area, but they never can get used to it being affecting children. That's a lot of what you hear anytime we're having to get in front of this camera and talk to you about the gun violence that is affecting these students. It should not happen, especially not to children. I'm still trying to confirm. I've been hearing a little bit about what you've been confirming here, Amanda. We do know that some folks were saying that they heard possible gunshots. Multiple people told me that. I'm waiting to hear that to be confirmed. I'm still waiting for that public information officer to get here. We're still being told to stand by, and that we'll be getting some additional information, hopefully, when we speak with him, Amanda.
Okay, and just getting some additional confirmation here on the status of this Knoxville police officer. We just heard Mayor India Kincannon say that he's conscious, alert, and in good spirits. She just met with him within the last few minutes. Kimberly Glenn with the Knox County Sheriff's Office just texting me and saying, yes, he's in stable condition. So good news on that front. Now we've got to move on to the other people who were shot.
Yes, let's get to that.
They have not been identified. Their conditions have not been discussed. So that's kind of the next phase of this process. Who else was involved with this? Gwen, I do want to circle back. I had a question for you about the woman that you just spoke with. She said her daughter is a student at Austin East High School and that she has not been able to make contact with her daughter this afternoon. Does she know for a fact that her daughter is still at the school, or is there a possibility her daughter may have left, doesn't have her phone on, and she just can't make contact?
That's what she's hoping. She did mention, because of all this chaos, she's hoping that she's with a friend right now and they're just trying to figure out what's going on. And, you know, they're children, so she's hoping that she's just not by her phone right now, but that she's okay. But again, she doesn't know where her daughter is. She's still standing by right now, just trying to figure out. I encourage her to try to go up here and speak with police and let them know that, you know, I'm trying to get in touch with my child. I haven't been able to thus far, but honestly, I think she's just pretty stunned right now and just don't know what to do next.
Okay, yeah, a lot to process out there, Gwen, as you continue to learn more. A couple different scenarios we could be dealing with.
Okay, I'm just going to say this. Great that I'm really happy that the police officer's okay and he's going to pull through. But at the same time, what's going on in there? What's going on in the school? You know what I'm saying? What's going on, man? Damn.
Keep in mind, we do know from the Knox County Schools superintendent that the building is secure, so we at least know that that situation is under control, according to the superintendent. We also know that students who weren't directly involved, they've all been reunited with their family members. The superintendent says...
You see what they're doing? They're just spinning. They're spinning the tires. This is when they're vamping, because they got nothing else to say. They don't have anything else right now because they don't have all the information. So now they're just sitting there and they're vamping. They're just vamping. And they keep repeating the same thing over and over and over again until they actually get more information. But they know for a fact that people are starting to tune in. People are watching. People are looking at the video, looking at the live stream. So they have to keep repeating themselves over and over and over again, keep saying that there was a cop involved, still sit there and say, that there's a reunification area by the baseball diamond, say that the place is secure, say that the superintendent says that everything's okay now, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is because they don't have all the information yet. So they're just kind of, you can see, like, you look at this, the reporter that's on the street. The on street, the woman out here giving the on the street information. She doesn't know anything either. That's why she's sitting there going like, I don't know anything. I'm trying to give you as much as I can, but all we know right now is that the cop is okay, which is fantastic news. Real talk it is. But at the same time, bruh, what's going on? What's really gone down? What really happened?
As only students who may have been involved have not been released to their parents. That could mean a range of things. That could mean students who saw something and are being questioned by police.
True.
That could mean students who were somehow involved.
True.
That could mean students who were nearby. We just don't know at this hour. So that's what we're still trying to get some more information about. We do know, I'm sorry, I've got two people handing me notes here. Do you, my news director, Mary Beth,
on both sides, she's got,
hopefully share with you. A lot of fluid stuff happening here in the newsroom, so bear with us.
This is new. Hey, I give her bad props. She's doing fairly well. She's gathering the information and she's just spouting it out when she gets it. So she's doing her job and she's doing it pretty well.
To that in a second. Ben, what are you finding? Okay, this
Gotta
is not
love these
what we
kind
want
of.
to hear. All right,
but
Knoxville police just sharing a release with us.
But we got a release now, so there's something in here. Hopefully, we got a little bit more instead of just what we've heard 15,000 times over. Let's check it out.
Information that we hate to have to share with you.
I'll just
Thank
say
you,
it.
David Sykes.
We want to know. Just say it.
That's the impact on the sheet.
Okay, go ahead and do that. We're going to take a look really quick here at a comment from the state's education commissioner as I read this news release. Oh, it's not
Okay.
there. I'm sorry. Okay, give me 1 second.
Take your time. No worries. This
Okay,
is
this
dirty
what we're
as hell,
learning from
but
the
I love
Knoxville
it.
Police Department.
I love it, man.
A male
All right, come on.
subject who was possibly armed in the school is what prompted police to respond to this situation. When police arrived and approached the subject, shots were fired. That KPD officer that we've been talking about was hit at least one time and taken to UT Medical Center. We know this, with injuries that are not expected to be life-threatening. One male was pronounced dead at the scene, while another was detained for further investigation. So this has now become a fatal shooting at Austin East High School, according to Knoxville police. There are no other known gunshot victims. So it sounds like at this hour we have one male dead at the scene, another detained for further questioning, and a Knoxville police officer who was shot but did not suffer life-threatening injuries. Again, I'm going to repeat this to you because this is information just coming into our newsroom that we want to make sure that we share with you accurately and that you hear this because this is a major development in this story. Knoxville police say that they responded to Austin East High School after receiving reports of a male subject armed in the school. As officers approached the subject, shots were fired. An officer hit at least once. One male pronounced dead at the scene. Another detained for further investigation. No other known gunshot victims. So it sounds like two people shot. The person who is dead on the scene and the officer who is expected to survive, suffered non-life-threatening injuries.
Two people.
At the scene there, sounds like we've basically got ourselves an officer-involved shooting, and we've got to understand a little bit more about this situation. Was this male subject who was possibly armed in the school a student or somebody else? And so that's going to be the next phase of the investigation.
Hold on real quick. Real quick. So there was a call. I just want to make sure I got this abundantly clear. So there was a call saying that there was a man with there was a person with a gun. All right, a student with a gun. They showed up to the spot, right? They pulled up, the cop that was injured, pulled up to the spot. Cop got shot. There was already a victim, or are they saying, like I'm seeing Hardin 54 is saying that the suspect is the one that's actually dead? Is it the suspect that's dead, or is it he shot somebody, then they detained him? Do you see what I'm saying? It sounded like they showed up and there was already somebody shot. There was already a victim, if I'm correct. So if that's the case, then the person that got detained for questioning is the shooter, possibly, or just somebody who happened to be at the place during all this stuff. I mean, of course, I could be misunderstanding this completely, but yes, let's continue.
And the process of reporting information to you. That's something that we would like to learn as quickly as we can. Erica Lunsford is at University of Tennessee Medical Center, where the Knoxville police officer is recovering from his injuries.
I'm going to roll that back.
That's going to be the next phase of the suffered non-life pronounced. And I'm going to repeat this to you because this is information just coming into our newsroom that we want to make sure that we share with you accurately.
And I want to make sure I got it accurate too. So roll with me on this, guys. One more time, we're going to hear what she has received.
And that you hear this because this is a major development in this story. Knoxville police say that they responded to Austin East High School after receiving reports of a male subject armed in the school.
Okay.
As officers approached the subject, shots were fired. An officer hit at least once. One male pronounced dead at the scene. Another detained for further investigation.
See what I'm saying? Did you hear that? So so there was a male with a gun. They called the cops. Cops showed up. There was a shooting. Cop got shot. One of the other males a male is dead, and then another one was detained for questioning. Is that the shooter that is dead, or is that a victim that he shot? That's the question. They didn't say anything like that. They're still kind of being weird about it. You see what I'm saying?
No other known gunshot victims. So it sounds like 2 people shot. The person who is dead on the scene and the officer who is expected to survive, suffered non-life-threatening injuries at the scene there. Sounds like we've basically got ourselves an officer-involved shooting, and we've got to understand a little bit more about this situation. Was this male subject who was possibly armed in the school a student or somebody else? And so that's going to be the next phase of the investigation and the process of reporting information to you. That's something that we would like to learn.
Charles Funnery, can you send a link? Because I'd like to see this too. Siri just put up a thing too. Let me see this. What? A timeline of 4 Knoxville teenagers who have been lost to gun violence and okay. This is something else. Yeah, four teenagers at that same school just this year already. That's crazy. But I'd love to see actual footage of the person that's being escorted, detained and escorted into a squad car or something like that. There's something more going on at that school. Yeah. I mean, most definitely there's a lot of stuff. Like, they've had many shootings over the year. You know what I'm saying? Here's the link. Thank you. Let me see what I can do here. Ooh, yes. Hold on, guys. I need to do a little bit of, I got to move some things around. Hold on real quick, because this is, let me, sorry, guys. I just got the clip. Let me just, I got to paste it and all that stuff. I got to send it to myself. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Boom. So I can show it to you guys on the big screen. Hold on. Because this is good stuff here too. There we go. Okay. This is allegedly the one of the guys or the suspect being arrested and taken in. Let's take a look. I guess there's no sound for this. Man. What are they doing? That's it? That's it, it looks like. That is it. So, obviously, a guy was detained, was taken in. So that guy is obviously going to be brought in for questioning. I guess I'm just wondering what exactly that all entails. What that man was, if he was the shooter or if he was involved, if that was a buddy or something of that sort. You know what I'm saying? Or he was just there for the whole thing. We don't know. Shout out to Roberta on Facebook. Thank you so much for that video. I really do appreciate it, because obviously we are still figuring this whole thing out. Apparently there is only one man dead and one man has been detained. Like I said, they're not saying if the man who got shot was the actual suspect, or if the man, who is being detained right now is the actual suspect, like the shooter, the actual shooter. That's still up in the air right now. Okay, so we're still breaking this. We're still figuring this whole thing out as we go. And I appreciate all you guys for being for being digital detectives, social media sleuths out here. I really do appreciate you guys filling in the blanks for me, because obviously, like I said, I can only do so much at my fingertips live on the show. Also, big shout out to Mrs. Will I Ams for the $20 super chat. I really do appreciate it. She said, thank you for all you do. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. You know, I even beat CNN apparently on this story. How about that? So let's look at this. Hopefully there's a little bit more information in this video here. Obviously it's still live streaming, so let's check this out.
As quickly as we can. Erica Lunsford is at University of Tennessee Medical Center, where the Knoxville police officer is recovering from his injuries. Erica, we heard from Mayor India Kincannon just a few minutes ago that she had met with the officer and his wife, that he's conscious, he's alert, and even in good spirits, going as far as saying that he was glad that he was the one at the scene today. He was the one that took the gunfire in an effort to keep students safe. What are you learning out there tonight?
I mean, that's so far what I've learned, that information that you just shared about that officer, and that is good news in this sad situation. And right now outside the emergency room, it's pretty calm. Not a lot of action going on here, which could be hopefully good news as well. But again, just that officer, we know that he's inside the hospital right now, and he's doing pretty good talking, and the Mayor Kincannon shared that he is, again, in good spirits. So that's all that we have right now, this information. I'm going to reach out to other officers around the scene and see if they're able to give any more information here. I'm going to also talk to some of the people that might be visiting and see if they have any connection to this officer as well. Amanda?
Walk me through, Erica, what you're seeing on scene there. I imagine we've got officers at the entrance kind of watching who's coming and going there. But beyond that, do you see much activity, or is this just kind of a typical day at UT Medical Center? It doesn't really look much out of the ordinary.
When I came in, there was one officer kind of just monitoring me, told me to go park in the parking garage. But that was it. So far, I mean, it's pretty quiet. There's an officer by the entrance of the hospital. His cruiser is there. But other than that, it does seem like a typical day. It's really quiet. A few people are sitting outside. I have not been inside yet to check and see how things are inside the emergency room. But other than that, everything seems pretty calm here for the most part.
All right, good. Well, this is, this is some information that I think is giving folks at home the ability to rest easy, knowing that this officer is going to be okay, that he's alert and conscious and talking and in good spirits. So,
I mean, yeah, sure. Yeah, of course. I mean, still, no matter what, he's still going to pull through and all that. Yes, of course, it makes everybody feel good about that. But it's not going to make people rest easy, y'all. Damn. There was a shooting in the high school. For crying out loud. A student, had a gun on school campus, on campus grounds, and shot either he shot somebody and killed that person, or he got shot and killed himself. Still, no matter what, parents aren't going to sit here and go, oh yeah, I can rest easy now. No, everyone's going, well, maybe it's time for him to transfer. Maybe our son needs to transfer. There's other schools around here, right? What's within our district, honey? This isn't just some chill thing. No parent is going to sit here and rest easy. Real talk. Sorry. I just think it's fun. Oh, Ay, ay, ay. Facts. She said that 28. Thank you for checking out the Dwayne Wright video. Thank you so much. She says, now this, you're totally on top of the breaking news. No one is resting easy. No one is. How can you chill with this? How can you chill if you're thinking about this, about your children going into this school? They've already had, thank you to Siri, she sent me a thing. They've already had 4 other deaths, like 4 deaths in 2021. Guys, oh my God, what is it? It's April 12th. Just saying. It's just saying. Like we just walked into this new year. You know what I'm saying? This 2021 should still have its new car smell. You feel me? Like we just jumped in this ride. Right? Nope. It smells like vomit and piss and poop. That's what it is right now. The dog walked in and marked his whole entire territory. He made that car his territory. Just defecated. That's what 2020 feels like. If it was the inside of a car. Straight up defecated. Dear God. Dear God.
We'll have you continue to monitor the situation out there for us, Erica, and we'll touch base with you here in a few minutes as we continue to learn more about this situation. If we can go back live to the scene where the investigation is unfolding, now it makes sense. We're hearing that the medical examiner is on the scene.
Of course.
We were unclear initially if they had left or if they were called for a specific reason or if it was just
Tima, facts. 2021 already raised this insurance premium. Bruh, facts, man. Facts.
Case type of situation, but now we're learning that there is an exact reason the medical examiner is there because one man is dead on the scene. Still working to learn how that person was involved, whether it was a student or some other person that just happened to be in the school. Mickey French with the ATF is a special agent in charge. As you probably heard us report here in the last few minutes, ATF among many agencies now involved in this investigation. Special Agent French, thank you for joining us here. Talk to us a little bit about what your teams are looking for and how you expect them to help above and beyond what Knoxville police would be able to do on their own.
Well, thank you. On any kind of critical incident response, the first thing that we do is we deploy an advanced team or several agents, TFOs, to the scene to get kind of the feel and nature of the incident itself. At that point, we then deploy resources as needed. So if you had an explosive type incident, we could deploy explosive experts that could render a device safe.
And Special Agent French, we should just pause for a second and make sure it's clear that there's no indication that there was any explosive found, correct?
That's correct. I'm just kind of giving the overall sense.
Got it.
This is what we do when we go out there. We can bring out canines that are explosive detection canines. Those also can be used not only on explosive devices, but also to find cartridge casings, spent cartridge casings, as well as firearms.
Now, I just want to ask this really quick. Why would they need to bring in bomb squad, et cetera? I mean, I understand it might be protocol and everything, but did the kid say something like, I'm going to blow the school up or something like that? Did he say something? Inquiring minds would like to know, because this just comes out of nowhere, y'all.
That were used. We have the ability to send out, national response team or a special response team. And the bottom line is we first want to ensure the public safety. At that point, we would then begin to assist our state and local agencies on any processing of the evidence. And where ATF helps the most is the ability to trace the firearm. And then we can also assist with NIBIN, which is the National Integrated Ballistics Information Network, which is a system designed to place evidence, cartridge casings into a system to see if it links to any other crimes around the country.
So it sounds like the main focus for you guys is we've clearly got an officer involved shooting here, identifying whose gunfire hit who in this scenario.
That would be correct.
And how long of a process is that for you typically?
Well, some of it's going to depend on how fast we can get to the evidence. We can do an urgent trace on the gun and get results back within hours. When it comes to the ballistic evidence, the fired cartridge casings, we can enter that into the NIBIN system relatively fast. The turnaround time is generally 24 to 48 hours, but in incidents like this, we would also be sending these to a crime laboratory where the experts can confirm, which casings came from which gun. And
is part of the reason that the ATF is called in and Knoxville Police doesn't just do the investigation on their own for reasons of transparency. It looks better if you have an outside agency doing the investigation, and there's higher confidence in the results of that investigation if an independent agency is the one doing it.
Well, that is correct, but a vast majority of critical incidents have an overlap of federal and state jurisdiction. So the federal nexus gives the ATF the ability to assist our state and local partners, and simply put, ATF will respond to any significant incident involving firearms, explosives, or arson.
And how many crews or team members do you have, ATF agents? How many ATF agents do you have inside of the building right now? And have they given you any indication of what they're seeing inside?
I don't know exactly how many. I know I initially had 3 or 4 special agents out there and a task force officer who is assigned to the Knoxville Police Department. We have an office there in Knoxville. We also have a satellite office in Greenville, Tennessee. So all of our resources responded and are available.
And have they told you what they've seen inside? Is this looking to be a complex situation that will require a long investigation, or something that they may be able to kind of be in and out within the day? Because again, we're talking about a high school, and we're in the beginning of the school week here. I can't imagine that they would go back to school tomorrow, but
God, no.
We do have 5 days left in the week.
Yeah, I don't have any of the specifics on the actual scene and the evidence that's there and how long it might take, but I would imagine that the school is going to be working with the Knoxville Police Department as the lead agency to determine when they can open back up.
Mm-hmm. And are they looking specifically for where bullets traveled? And does that include, really combing through walls and, the floor? And or are they just looking for, I would imagine they need to look and see where the bullets traveled and how they traveled, not just picking them up off the floor and marking the spot.
That's correct. They'll do some photography work. They'll do, a lot of measurements and diagrams. They'll ensure where everybody was when the incident actually happened. They'll get witness statements, interviews. They'll look at surveillance video if that's available. So it's a lengthy process, but with all of our personnel there working together and kind of dividing and conquering tasks, we can be relatively efficient with it.
All right, and just to recap, how long do you think until we have a better understanding of whose gunfire hit who in this officer-involved shooting?
I can't answer that. Knoxville Police Department is going to be the lead agency, and they'll determine when they can release that information.
So you're saying, Special Agent French, it could not in, I guess my question is, how long until you all know, not necessarily that information is released to us in the media, but how long until you all know within your agency what exactly happened here? Are we talking days or weeks?
I would say I would have an answer on some of the specifics later this evening.
Oh, wow. Okay, pretty quick. All right. Well, Special Agent French, thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully we can circle back with you here a little bit later tonight and see if there's any updated information. Is there anything else that you think is important to add that I didn't ask you about?
No, thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll stay in touch throughout the evening as this investigation develops.
It's interesting. Obviously we're only going to get as much as we got so far. This is what we got so far. And, maybe there's more information, popping off. Let me see what's up here.
An officer, the KPD officer, hit by gunfire, but expected to be okay. A man in East High School. Do we have Casey Wheelis in the newsroom? And can we shoot over there to get some more information from her about the backstory here? Casey, refresh our memories on the different shootings, 4 or 5, I believe, since January now.
Yeah, Amanda, that's exactly right. And I am in the newsroom right now, and we're getting a lot of information. So if you hear other voices and things like that, that's what's happening. But I do want to kind of give you
just dirty news. You know what I'm saying? Just totally just guerrilla. You know what I'm saying?
A little bit of a background. We've been telling you about these shootings that have started back in January. This neighborhood is hurting. We are hurting with them. Let's start on January 27th. Justin Taylor was 15 when he was shot and left in a parking lot. The second, Stanley Freeman Jr., was just 16 years old. He was shot while leaving Austin East High School. The third, 15-year-old Janaria Muhammad, shot outside her home.
Jeez.
And Jamarian Gillette, a 15-year-old, was shot and killed just last month. And if we do have a map, I kind of want to show you. These have all been centered around Austin East High School. Now, we are not connecting these. Police have not connected these shootings to each other. They have not connected these shootings to what happened today. But you can see they are all just blocks away from the school. One of the shootings there, Stanley Freeman, happened as he was leaving school. Other students witnessed his death. This is just unbelievable to hear for this community. And Amanda, even this morning, you mentioned Gwendolyn was there. Even this morning, as we got ready for our morning newscast, we previewed that event. We were talking about the healing, the community coming together in what has been such a difficult time. So to even fathom something like this could happen is you can feel what that community is feeling, and we are hurting with them. And Amanda, we are continuing to ask police questions to see if any of these shootings may be related in any way, shape, or form. We'll let you know what we learn here in the newsroom.
Yeah, and that's a big piece of this conversation that we've been having for months now since the first shooting. You know, it became a clear pattern in the following weeks after that first shooting involving an Austin East High School student, Casey. And really, police up until this point have not been able to connect or find a pattern amongst these shootings besides the fact that they all involve Austin East High School students. So that's been this big mystery. What is there, if any, connection? And in terms of investigations, only one has suspects. So this has really stumped police, and it's been a difficult process for them as well. So, yeah, a lot more to come on this. We'll continue to rely on them as we learn more. And I've got David Sykes walking in here with some new information. If you learn anything there, we'll come to you, too.
And yet there's more.
And, Amanda, I was going to say real quick while you get that information, police have been asking since January for someone to come forward. People witnessed these shootings. People might know what happened, but so far, no one has come forward. And so they really are relying on the community to come together. They can give anonymous tips for these shootings as they work to kind of deal with what has been happening.
Yeah.
And
real quick. Yeah, Barbie doll Tina, all from the same school. They all matriculated apparently from the same school, and they all died. And this is all within the last 4 months, including this shooting as well. It's insane. It's absolutely insane, and things are getting very dangerous. Real quick, shout out to She Said That 28. Thank you so much for joining. And Princess Rose Doll, thank you so much for joining as well, because she jumped on and hit that join button down below. Real quick, before we continue, if you haven't done it yet, hit that like button down below. Send those likes all the way up. I'd really appreciate it. Crush that subscribe button. That would really mean a lot as well. Marching my way towards 50,000 subscribers, so I could any little bit helps. Any little bit goes a very, very long way. And if you already are a part of all those things and done all those things, and you feel compelled to help this show keep it moving, hit that join button. It's only $4.99 a month. You help me fuel this machine. All right. So I can keep giving y'all those stories. Let's go back to our story right now.
Double-edged sword for them as well. They're like, we do want your anonymous tips because that's going to give us a starting point. But at some point, we do need people to go on the record and say, I saw this, and be willing to testify in court if we're going to actually follow through and prosecute. So that's been tough for them. But yeah, we'll continue to follow that. David Sykes, one of our assignment editors, just walked in, Casey, and handed me this paper. We've got another shooting that's possibly unfolding on Truslow, which is near Center Drive. It was initially paged out as a drive-by shooting, and they are searching for a suspect. Is that correct? And how far, David, is this from Austin East High School? Under a mile. So we're now in the situation where we've got another possible shooting happening within a mile of Austin East High School. Casey, we've got Zach Rickens headed to that scene to learn more about that.
Wait, I'm sorry. Wait, what? So there was another shooting less than a mile outside of the school, away from the school campus. A drive-by. A drive-by. Huh? We back in the 90s again, y'all? We doing drive-by still? Damn, I didn't know we did that stuff still, man. Damn. Death the Reaper 6. Yeah, man. I'm like, what? Yeah. I heard her right. Yeah, I heard her right. A drive-by. Menace to Society. Drive-by. Boys in the Hood. Drive-by. Real talk. And this is also either at the same time or after the shooting that just happened at Austin East Magnet High. What the hell is going on, man? Holy God.
But police confirming that this is now another shooting investigation underway within a close vicinity. That's David Sykes, you just saw walking behind Casey, by the way, who's feeding me information. Another shooting near Austin East High School. So for folks who are just joining us, let's recap them. And Casey, I'll keep you here because I'm going to come back to you
Please
for the
recap.
Backstory. If you're just joining us, Knoxville police have an officer-involved shooting on their hands at Austin East High School. A KPD officer was hit by gunfire. That officer is expected to be okay. This is a look at the scene earlier today when Knox County Sheriff's Office had their helicopter flying above, just as a measure of added security for no other reason than that. Oh, this is live. So they are still gotcha. Okay. It's
She's processing this
shooting. So this is actually live. This is not our taped footage from Austin East High School earlier. The Knox County Sheriff's Office has got their helicopter back in the air because, again, we do have that other shooting investigation now underway about a mile away from the high school. This was called in as a possible drive-by shooting. So this is the other scene, the other investigation, shooting investigation that's unfolded in the last 2 hours here or so. This happened in the last few minutes. That's why we are seeing Knox County flying again. This is Truslow Street near Center Drive, East Knoxville area, about a mile from Austin East High School. At this hour, it's unclear if there is any connection between this current investigation and the shooting investigation unfolding at Austin East High School.
This could be people trying to capitalize on an opportunity right now. This could literally be happening, and they're trying to get an opportunity. Oh, they see all the cops are, flying over to the high school. Hey, this is the perfect time to do a drive-by, to do a little homicide, because cops aren't anywhere, so they're all over at the school. So that is a possibility. There may be connection here. There may not be a connection. But I feel like they're striking while the iron is very, very hot, and cops aren't patrolling the area. They're all over at that school. Maybe they're trying to do it like that. I don't know. I don't know what people think. I don't know what people think about when it comes to shooting crazy things. I mean, it's just crazy.
But to keep you in the loop on the Austin East investigation, let's finish that update before we move on to this. Austin East, Knoxville police officer shot, expected to be okay. A male who was considered armed had entered the high school. That person is dead at the high school. And then a third person, a male, is detained and being questioned at this hour. So unclear exactly who these two guys are. Was it a student? Just people walked off the street? We really don't know. That's what we're trying to get to the bottom of, and I'm sure investigators are hard at work trying to learn as well. We do know that all students who were not involved with this have been released to their families, reunited with their families. It sounds like ones who may have seen what happened or may know something are still on scene, perhaps being questioned by police. Okay, this is just coming into the newsroom from Ashley Boley. This is in reference to the piece of the investigation that we're just learning about. Police telling us that a male subject who was possibly armed in the school is what prompted this whole scenario. Ashley is saying that Austin East students were required to have clear backpacks starting on March 8th. She says the 2 times that she visited the school since then, she saw students with clear backpacks. And that's not something that I knew. So thank you, Ashley Boley, for sharing that. We'll see how that comes into play. And I imagine the reason that that policy was instituted was because of all the violence that has been happening with
they've been
Austin
doing that,
East
though.
High School students in recent months. Okay, again, if we can go back to that other situation, if you're just joining us, we've got 2 separate situations. Right now, we've got a live look over Austin East High School. There was a deadly officer-involved shooting there. The officer is okay. Then, in the last 10 minutes, we've learned about another shooting investigation, a possible shooting about a mile away on Truslow Street. That's where we're hearing that what was reported as a drive-by shooting unfolded within the last few minutes. Investigators confirming to us that they are working that. Guys, do we have that live picture there now? If we can go to that live. Okay, perfect. This is the live shot at the high school, Austin East High School. This is Mayor India Kincannon. You see her on scene there. She has had a busy afternoon, bebopping from UT Medical Center and back over to this scene, trying to get a handle on all the facts and all the information. She's already visited with the Knoxville police officer who was shot in this deadly officer-involved shooting at Austin East High School. She met with the officer and his wife and, gave us some positive news that I think a lot of us were hoping for, which is this officer is okay, in good spirits, and by her account, happy to be in the position to protect students at the school. Again, we're learning from police that they entered the high school after getting reports of an armed male
That's insane. The video just ended. Oh my. That is insane. That is insane. I mean, obviously, we're gonna know as time goes on more crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? As time goes on, we're going to have more and more information, obviously, when we find out. But that's crazy that there was a shooting at the school, then another drive-by down the street. Less than a mile down the street. But, of course, I'm going to do everything I can. If there's more information, I will most likely let you guys know that information in a pop-up video or something of that sort, because, obviously, there's only so much that we know. And just right now, finding out that it was finding out the information that we needed to know is exactly the most important part, right? Getting the meat and potatoes, finding out if there was actually multiple people or if it was, one man dead and one wounded, etc. I mean, obviously it's very good news that the cop is going to pull through. Obviously that's good news. But there is one man that did die on school grounds. And they did arrest another man that was involved in the shooting. So we don't know what that entails, if he was involved or not. Xbox Gamer Unlimited said, I'm right down the street from it. If I drive up the street 30 seconds, I would be there. I mean, if you know of any information, Xbox Gamer Unlimited, let us know, because obviously we only have a certain amount of information, y'all. We got a certain amount that we have right now. Obviously, that reporter, that news anchor, did the best she could with the information that was just basically getting flung at her every 5 seconds. Obviously, we are all still trying to figure this all out. You know what I'm saying? We are all still trying to figure this whole thing out. But yeah, that's a lot of violence in one day. Real talk, that's a lot of violence. And we just talked about it again. We just talked about gun violence, the shooting that involved Dante Wright this morning. Now we're here with this ish. Like, this is insane, y'all. This is absolutely insane. Dude, I'm stuck on this channel. LOL has way more content than TV news. I appreciate baby boy. I appreciate you, liking the channel, sharing the love and all that. Like I said, I will always try to give you guys the breaking story or the hot stories. Try to break to you guys the new stuff. Today just happens to be one of those days that just happens to be crazy. I don't know why today is so nuts. You know what I'm saying? Well, we all need to start loving each other, y'all. I know that's cheesy. I know I say that a lot lately, but man, I've been covering a lot of shootings lately, and it sucks. I hate it. I want to talk about some other stuff. I want to laugh a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. I need to find something that makes me chuckle. Big trend, big story that just makes me laugh. Right now, there's just been crazy amounts of violence as of late. We need to start chilling out. You know what I'm saying? We need to start figuring out what we need to do so that we don't lose our young ones, especially right now. Look at that. It's a high school student that is dead. Most likely. We don't know the name of the shooter. We don't know the name of the victim. But for what it's worth, all we know is that he or they were a high school student. And now he's no longer here. And now it's like, what are they fighting about? What is the argument? Why were they shooting? You know what I mean? Xbox Gamer Unlimited just said, I'm surprised you did a story that happened just down the street from me. It's the video coming out of that woman shooting the man. It is the video coming out of that woman shooting the man. Yes. Right. Which is of the, you're talking about Dante Wright. You know what I mean? And that it's just crazy. Zaire, you're absolutely right. This whole thing is surreal. This whole thing is absolutely nuts. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta chill this stuff out. By the way, if you haven't done it yet, please hit that like button down below. Don't forget to crush that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. I do a morning show, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, Monday through Friday, and I do an evening show at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So please be on the lookout for that. That would really, really mean a lot. Go and crush that subscribe button. Subscribe, because I'm trying to give you that daily and consistent content every single day and breaking you your stories, okay? There is an article that I just received from Siri that I want to read here real quick. Just got to send this to myself real quick. And then we're going to look at it together on the main screen here. All right? So, yes, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. And then I'm probably going to have to jump off here because I'm not supposed to be on right now. But I'm here for you. Yes, you. All right? Let's take a look at this. Let's see what all of this has to say. Georgia sheriff, 3 officers wounded. Hold up. Wait, what is this? This is Georgia sheriff. What is this, Siri? What is this? Okay. I didn't see that. Okay. False alarm, guys. I was like, wait a second. Is this something else? I'm like, dang, they're telling us other things. My bad. Ignore all of that. That was wrong. Sorry. But as far as we know, yeah. So Barbie girl Tina, they're saying, man, if they're saying another one, I don't know what to say. I really don't even know what to say. If there's another shooting, if there's another one, that'll be aside from the one I just talked about. Siri, it's okay. I ain't mad at you. You know what I mean? I ain't mad at you. So here it is. There was a drive-by shooting that happened outside a little bit less than a mile away from the high school. There's obviously a shooting that happened inside the high school. Now, if there's a third shooting that just happened, Barbie girl, then definitely let me know. But as far as I know, there has only been 2 shootings in 2 separate places so far, which is still insane. All right? Still insane. Within a mile of each other, there was a second shooting. Crazy. It's crazy. Like I said, this is the kind of stuff that we have to be very wary of, because right now there is more and more of these shootings that seem to be getting inspired by other things. You know, like one shooting happens and it inspires another shooting to happen, and so on and so on and so on. And it's absolutely terrible. And so these people are feeling some type of way. And, you know, they're seeing like, okay, one mass shooting begets another mass shooting that begets another mass shooting. And we keep going and going and going. Now we see this shooting that happened on school campus. I'm weary. I'm weary about any other schools out here. We got to remember, one shooting begets another shooting begets another shooting. Who's to say that some child, some student is feeling what if another student feels emboldened hearing about this particular incident that happened at the Austin East Magnet School, high school, and they go, oh, I want to do that. And it happens in Oklahoma or something like that. You know what I'm saying? This is the thing that I'm very concerned about. Because obviously this is a tidal wave of violence that's just been coming off. Are we going to have to take our kids back to doing in-home schooling if it continues to be this violent? Like I said, I'm worried about this turning and blossoming into a string of violent events on school campuses. That's the one thing I'm really worried about. Real talk. Xbox Gamer Unlimited just said, it's always shootings in this area. We call it the gun zone. Trust me, I lived here all my life. And that's terrible. The fact that they already have a title for the area and it's called gun zone, you already know what that means. Shoot. What? Wait, I'm sorry. Yes, another school shooting happened 36 minutes ago in Knoxville. Barbie girl, you lying. You straight lying. You lying, man. You lying. Hold up. We're going to look it up. This couldn't be another. Oh, my God. You lying. What? Let's see. Let's see. Because right now, we only have the one. Lawrence, thank you so much. I'm just glad there are good people like you, Pascal. I really appreciate it. I'm glad there's good people like you, Lawrence. You know what I'm saying? And everybody in the fam. All y'all are incredible. It's on CBS News right now. See, now the thing is, though, it could be them talking about this shooting. Is it the same? Can you give me the title of the high school? What's the name of the high school? Because if it's Austin East Magnet High School, then it's we've been covering it for the past hour and a half. You feel me? But Barbie girl, please comment, because I'd love to know that, because I want to see that with my own two eyes too. Real talk. And I'm trying to give you guys the information right now as we speak. Yeah, so far I'm just seeing the what I've been covering so far. Now, if there's something new, then that is wild. Yeah. So far it's the same thing. So far from what I'm seeing from CBS and all that, they're saying the same stuff over and over again, which is all Austin East Magnet High School. So if there's something else that's new, that's brand new to me. You know what I mean? But for right now, they're just saying the same thing. And thank God it's only one shooting, for crying out loud. That would be, man, it's insane. Let me see here. Yeah, I think they're just talking about the same stuff. But anyway, I appreciate everybody for being on. I really do. Okay, yeah, it's the same thing. It's the same thing, Barbie girl, Tina. But I appreciate you giving me that information. Yes, so there was the shooting at East Magnet High School, Austin East Magnet High School, where there is one man that has been shot dead Another one was a cop. He was just taken to the hospital. He's going to pull through. That officer is going to pull through. They did detain one other man who has been arrested, brought in for questioning. So we will find out more information when we get to it. But then also on top of that, there was another shooting, which was a drive-by less than a mile away from the high school's campus. That's the full story right now as we speak. Of course, if there's more information, I'm sure they're going to be dropping all kinds of gems and all kinds of information as time goes on. But this is what's going on in our world today. All right. Yesterday, we talked about the shooting of Dante Wright. Today, we're talking about a mass shooting that happened on high school grounds. Like I said, I'm hoping that this is not a situation that grows into something and turns into the pandemic of school shootings. I would hate for that to happen. I do not want to see that happen. We need to find a way to stop and slow down the amount of gun violence that's going on throughout our country, because right now the violence is bad. It is turning into straight up worse than the pandemic. And one thing that sucks is that we have no control over this situation. You could walk into a supermarket and some active shooter could be out there trying to hurt you, trying to shoot somebody because they feel some type of way. And that's terrible. The Pioneer. Wait, did Brother Pascal hear about Georgia? So you're telling me the one that I'm looking at right now, Siri, if you're still with me, Siri, the article that you sent me that has to do with Georgia, is that something that just happened today as well? Man, wait a second. Is that something that happened today? Have mercy. You got to be lying. Okay. Bruh, Chris CCC, damn, man. Damn. You serious? Siri, serious? You serious, Siri? Okay. Okay. All right, let's take a look at this really quick because this is brand new. Brand new. I'm listening. I'm seeing this for the first time. All right. And I didn't know, but this is a complete left turn, but I'm just going to read this quickly to you guys. Georgia sheriff, 3 officers wounded, 1 suspect dead, 1 held. Georgia authorities say 3 officers were wounded when the passenger of a car shot them during a police chase that ended up with 1 suspect killed and the other arrested. Bruh. So this is a little bit of, oh my God. So 3 Georgia police officers were shot and wounded as they pursued 2 brothers from Alabama in a high-speed chase that ended early Monday with 1 brother shot and killed and the other in custody, authorities say. So they clocked this particular Nissan Sentra going at 111 miles per hour on Interstate 20 and initiated a traffic stop around 3:30 a.m. Georgia State Patrol Captain Brandon Dawson said the driver initially stopped but then took off again as the trooper approached the back of the car. So they pursued the car, bumped it, and tried to stop it. The driver regained control. When the trooper tried to bump the Sentra again, a passenger used a rifle, wow, to fire at the patrol car and hit it, taking it out of action. The driver of the Sentra continued to flee, going through the city of Carrollton, where local police officers joined the chase. At some point, a passenger leaned out and fired a shot into a police vehicle, hitting a police sergeant, Rob Holloway. Let's see, the officer lost control of his vehicle and hit a utility pole. Other officers stopped to help him. The driver of that Sentra continued on a high rate speed, and Villa Rica police officers pursued the car down a side road. Villa Rica Police Chief Michael Mansour, I guess, said the Sentra then crashed near an elementary school. Wow. In Villa Rica, and 2 men ran from the vehicle. The officers searched for the 2 men. Shots were fired at them around 5 a.m. and 5:30 a.m., the GBI said. So a police officer, Chase Gordy, returned fire and was shot twice, GBI said. So another one also was shot in the arm. One of the men from the Sentra was shot and killed by the officers at the scene, and the other one was taken into custody after a negotiation and was held in the Carroll County Jail, Langley said. It could have been a lot worse, but we're thankful and we pray for the speedy recovery of those officers. The 2 men in the Sentra were brothers from Birmingham, Alabama, GBI said. The man taken into custody was identified as 22-year-old Aaron Jawan Shelton. He is charged with 3 counts of aggravated battery and 5 counts of aggravated assault. His brother, 28-year-old Pierre Alexander Shelton, was killed at the scene. The GBI did not immediately say which brother was driving the car. The law enforcement agencies involved asked the GBI to do an independent investigation. There it is, y'all. My God. That's crazy. That's crazy. People joyriding and acting a damn fool and wanting to do some crazy stuff, y'all. But like I said, this violence in general needs to slow down. Things are not getting any better. We all just want to live another day. We all want to live a life of happiness and health and not constantly have our head on a swivel. We do not want our world to be like America should not be a war zone, for crying out loud, like everywhere. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be that way. But it's starting to march down that route. And the question is, what can you do? Literally, what can we do? What can you do to help slow down this violence? I'm just going to leave it at that, guys, for right now. I appreciate you guys so much for coming in, watching this and everything. Baby boy, Pascal, the way you engage your viewers makes it feel like family here. LOL. I appreciate it, baby boy. I really do appreciate it. And I love all you guys. Real talk. You guys are all amazing. But if you can, please hit that like button down below. Most definitely crush that subscribe button. And if you've already done all those things and you feel like, hey, you know what? This dude has been working his butt off. You know what I'm saying? I do appreciate his hard work. And, you know, he's always coming in with that fire. Please hit that join button. Like I said, $4.99 helps me keep doing this thing. You know what I'm saying? So I'd really, really appreciate the support and help. That would be amazing. I would also love to see the likes go up to 200. That would be amazing to see 200 likes before I sign off. Yes, if you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that join button. We also have merch. The link is in the description box down below. So go and check out the slew of clothing we got down there as well. And support. You know what I'm saying? I always appreciate you guys. And I want to keep doing this as much as I can. So be on the lookout for the next video. If you haven't done that too, be sure to hit that notification bell too. Okay? Because sometimes it's a little sticky sometimes. So be sure to hit that notification bell so that you know every time I go live, you could be right there and see that fire. Anyway, I love all you guys. I appreciate everyone for being on. Again, hit the like button. Don't forget to hit that join button. Subscribe. Okay? I got to get going. Love you guys. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I keep saying that, but I'm dead ass when I say it. Be good to one another. We really need to stop shooting each other. I'm serious. We need to stop hurting each other. We need to find peace. I would love to see a moment where we just have peace. Let's start working towards that, right? I'll see you guys in the next video. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.